John Smith on a US passport, Mario Rossi on an Italian one, Ivan Ivanov in Russia, and someone else entirely in a fourth country. 4 passports, 4 names, but 1 person. It sounds like a Jason Bourne movie, but it's completely legal. In this video, we'll show you exactly how this works, the legal process in 4 different countries, and the challenges that separate a successful multi-identity strategy from a disaster. Most countries allow legal name changes. If you follow their procedures, there's nothing illegal about holding a different legal identity in one country than another. You're changing your name through official channels in each jurisdiction, and each passport reflects your true, legally recognized identity in that country. But the process varies considerably depending on where you're doing it. In the United States, name changes are straightforward. You can change your name for almost any reason, as long as you're not evading legal obligations or committing fraud. File a petition with your local court. Publish a public notice, provide supporting documents like your birth certificate and state identification, and a judge will review your petition. If approved, you receive a court order formalizing the change. From there, you update your social security card, birth certificate, and passport, and the entire process typically takes just a few months. Italy is more bureaucratic. Who knew? You need a court order first, then you must apply through the Ministry of the Interior. Expect several months before you can update your passport. Italy also demands strict consistency in how your new name appears across all official paperwork. Every document needs to match exactly. Russia adds another layer of complexity to the name change process. You need what the government considers a valid reason for the swap, then navigate multiple levels of bureaucracy, including approvals from local administration and various government agencies. This process can take 6 months to a year. Traveling internationally under a new Russian identity may raise red flags, though, particularly in countries with strict KYC AML regulations. Your new Russian passport might create more problems than it solves at certain border crossings. Japan represents the opposite extreme. Name changes are notoriously difficult unless you're getting married. Japanese society places enormous value on consistency and legacy. Thus, officials may generally view multiple names across jurisdictions with suspicion. So yes, you can legally change your name in multiple countries and hold multiple valid passports under different names. The rules, timelines, and bureaucratic hurdles just vary considerably. But are multiple identities even freedom for you? Is complete anonymity, the ability to switch profiles when convenient, and maximum privacy for your assets the ultimate goal? In practice, it's probably more like a minefield. Let's say you're John Smith, a Canadian citizen, and you've established tax residency in Mexico, where you've also obtained citizenship. In Mexico, you've legally changed your name to Juan Perez. Today, you fly from Toronto to Mexico City, and since you're entering Mexico, you use your Mexican passport at the Canadian departure checkpoint. You hand over Juan Perez's Mexican passport, but the officer looks at you. You've been John Smith in Canada for 40 years. You don't look like a Juan Perez. Questions follow, potentially a lot of them. Countries like Singapore and the United States scrutinize travel documents intensely. If immigration officers detect inconsistencies between your identities or mismatches in entry and exit records, you're going to face delays, questioning, extended detention, or worse. And when it comes to your wealth, banks require consistent identity documents to comply with global AML and KYC regulations. Global banking institutions with automated systems and artificial intelligence will flag discrepancies between different identities easily. You'll need to explain why John Smith in the United States is Mario Rossi in Italy, with documentation proving these are the same person. Having different names across jurisdictions can be, at minimum, an inconvenience and worse, a major risk. The assumption will be that you're hiding something illegal, whether or not that's true. And what about inheritance? You're Ivan Ivanov in Russia, where you own property. In the United States, you've written your will as John Smith. When you die, your heirs need to prove Ivan Ivanov and John Smith are the same person before claiming your inheritance. If you're imagining a bureaucratic headache to untangle these matters, you're probably right. Multiple court orders, certified copies of name change documents across jurisdictions, translated for use in other jurisdictions, and legal systems in multiple countries. A simple inheritance becomes a years-long ordeal. For those still committed to this strategy, success depends on 3 things: timing, consistency, and meticulous planning. But of course, don't consider this financial, legal, immigration, or tax advice. Consult the experienced professionals around the globe on IMIdaily.com. We have over 200 experienced IMI professionals ready to support your goals. When you change your name matters enormously. Should you change your name in Mexico before or after establishing tax residency? Before or after your divorce is finalized? Should you notify authorities in your original country? Changing your name at the wrong moment can trigger unexpected tax liabilities, criminal law complications, or conflicts between jurisdictions. Get professional advice before initiating any name change. Your financial documents need bulletproof consistency. All files subject to AML and KYC requirements must present a coherent identity. Passports, marriage certificates, driver's license, birth certificates, translations, notarizations, apostilles. Where matching is essential, particularly with financial institutions, your paperwork must tell a clear, consistent story. You need answers to questions like, are all my identities valid and up to date? What happens if tax authorities share information more freely through mechanisms like the Common Reporting Standard? Am I at risk of losing residency or citizenship anywhere due to conflicting information? Can I transfer assets efficiently if one identity comes under threat? What's my contingency plan if authorities question the legitimacy of one of my identities? Some people with complex multi-identity portfolios have dedicated staff managing nothing but identity maintenance and compliance. Is this strategy worth it? If privacy and asset protection are paramount and you have the resources to manage complexity properly, multiple identities can offer genuine advantages, as we've talked through today. But for most high net worth individuals, simpler solutions accomplish the same goals with far less friction. The Jason Bourne lifestyle is possible, but it takes Jason Bourne level planning to pull off. Now, if you do decide to pursue a multi-passport strategy, whether with multiple names or a single identity, you're going to work with experienced cross-border advisors. And before you sign anything, you should know exactly how much money they're making from your contribution to the foreign country in question. Check out the video on your screen next, where we dive into agent commissions in the citizenship by investment industry. I'll see you in the next one.